Hey friends. Okay, I'm on a roll. I went thrifting again today, and I probably should have not. Well, I was feeling guilty for it. But then the most awesome thing happened, and it'll take me a while to dig down to that. But when I get there, I'll tell you that that was my God wink that said, it's okay if you go prowl around in the thrift store 1 hour out of your day that you're working and serving your big old family. Tracy and I have been talking about our own boundaries, and when there's big families like we both have. I have 5 children. Tracy has 4 and bunches of grandchildren. She's got me beat on the grandchildren. I have 4 grandchildren, 5 children, 4 grandchildren, and love them so much. And my desire is to help all of them as much as I can all the time. But you know, if every kid is asking or needing, they don't ever expect or demand, but they just kind of, you know, somewhere in the deep crevices of their brain, they believe that mom's going to do it, or Miggy. That's what my grandkids call me, which is my nickname that my daddy gave me when I was born. And when I was trying to think of what a grandmother name would be, and I was hearing Gaga and Gigi and all those kind of names, I was like, I already have my grandmother name. It's Miggy, because my daddy still calls me that. So into the thrift haul, I decided, you know, I had to go to the grocery store, and we live so close to town. I mean, we're right in town, so it's not hard for me to run to the store. I grew up far away, so that you needed to plan a lot better when you don't live that close to a grocery store. But because I live in town and enjoy the convenience of that, then, you know, I'll work in my house, and then I'll decide I'm going to run out and do some fun things. Well, to me, fun things is searching out my treasures. And actually, I did go to 2 places. I ran in my one little favorite thrift store that's very tiny in this town, and then I went on down to the next town and hit another one that is a big one. And man, they had a ton of stuff at the big one. So, let's see. You know, I've been talking about my Pottery barn hack that I want to do. Well, 50 cents. It's, you know, it's grapevine stuff that I can add. And this is exactly what I need. 50 cents. Are you kidding me? And it was just sitting there as if that, you know, that it knew I would need it for my project. That was exciting, 50 cents. I'm including this in my haul because this was the other day, and I don't remember what else came with it, but this is vintage Minnow bucket. And I think, I'm not sure, how does this work? I think that it floats. I tried to look up information on it. It's got a real thick section under the lid here. So I paid $4.99. But I was seeing on eBay, you know, 20-ish plus shipping. eBay is where I check. That's my easiest place to check resale values. But I love it. My daddy, I'm thinking he must have had one that looked a lot like this, because when I saw it, I was, oh, I've also got a few other outdoor things that once I get a covered porch built, I'm going to have a little corner that is going to have, I've got a very old vintage antique fishing net and fishing pole and that kind of thing. And I'm gonna make a little display, all that together when I get to that. Okay, this didn't have a price on it. It's a New Testament from 1974 to Rachel from Grandmother, the Holy Land, November 8th, 1974. And it is the tiniest little print. Oh, look. It's got some stuff marked. I always love to see some stuff marked. Well, it didn't have price on it. And it's actually, it says Jerusalem on the back. The bind is leather, but the cover is wood. Can you tell it's wood? It's adorable. It's just adorable. And so when I got up to the register, I said, I couldn't find a price on this little Bible. And she said, it's because our Bibles are free. and I felt like I should pay for it, but I did buy a bunch of other stuff. But how precious is that? I love it so much. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm sure it's because it's a souvenir from the Holy Land, from Jerusalem in 1974. And I just thought that was amazing. I'm just real excited about that. Okay. This is all from the bigger thrift store. It says Poopery, and I only paid $1 for this. It didn't have a price on it. Most everything does have a price, but it was like, you know, they had already said, customers will be closing in 5 minutes. Please bring your, well, it might have, they just said closing soon. Bring your purchases to the front. And I didn't know they were closing that soon. So I think that the girl was just being generous and let's go home and let me have it for $1. But Pottery, I've just bought some bath salts that are cedar wood and sage, something like that. And I'm going to put those in this and see if the aroma will come through the little holes. I don't even know if that feels almost like somebody had like a sticker or something on that. I'll attempt. Okay, I'm looking over there in my kitchen to make sure my taco soup is okay. I cooked supper tonight, which I do about half the time. And the other half, we eat the leftovers. Oh, this was, oh my goodness, my little teeny tiny stool is falling over. I will edit that out if I fall flat backwards. Just a 25-cent candle, because these are old-timey. Okay, it has some actual drips on it, and I'm weird enough that I like a candle that looks like it's been burned a little bit and the wick had broken off, and I had to dig down to see if it even had a wick, and it does. But it'll fit in the little copper candle, what do you call it? It's a candlestick holder, I guess. Okay, my little dog is back here. I don't know what my little dog is doing, Ella. I don't know what made you yelp, but you need to not do that. Thank you. She's probably under the range of the camera. But, yeah. I'm not sure anybody else would pay 25 cents for a used candle, but it was the right shape and it had the drips already down it, which I think is adorable. I just like it. Okay, this, I don't remember. I think she overcharged me for this one because I think she said $3. And it's so not worth that. But, you know, this is for the cause. This is for, and I did go to Walmart when I was buying stuff for supper, and I checked, and my Walmart does not have the neutral maple leaf stems. Had a lot of other stuff, but they didn't have that. So it occurred to me that maybe I could look at Walmart online. I already looked at Amazon online, and I've looked all through Hobby Lobby, and I just want some leaves that are, you know, just nothing but the leaves. I mean, they could have some little berries and stuff in it, but I just want the leaves mostly because I've got the other elements I need. But anyway, this was for the cause, and I think I overpaid for it. But for the copper pot, I only paid $1. So, you know, that's kind of how it goes with thrifting. Some stuff you pay too much or more than you wish you had paid. And then some stuff, it's an absolute bargain. So that's just the way it goes. I went too long on that video yesterday. I'm going to try to go quicker. $4, a little wooden cabinet, and it really does have drawers, which are too tiny to be of any real use. But it was so cute, and I don't know if it's like for, you know, the American Girl size dolls, or, I mean, I just think I'm going to use it with my fall decor some kind of way, and maybe I'll do this. I'll cut some little pieces of fabric and let them hang out like it's little linens in the drawer. I think that'll be fun. $4. Very cute. Solid wood. I believe somebody must have made that for a grandchild, maybe. I don't know. Okay. This as well was $3, and I didn't know it would be that much because the tag had been popped off of the plastic thing. You know, here's the plastic thing, and it didn't have it on there. So, but it's a linen dust ruffle that's just the kind that you tuck in, you know, stick in between. You don't have to remove your mattress and work it in between. But I like it so much. It's a very nice linen that I thought that it would be useful for a lot of different things. I was hoping it would be $1, like almost every other linen was $1 that I bought at the big thrift store. Lots of good fall linens. Let's see. This was a tablecloth for $1, and I have no idea how big it is. I didn't even unfold it, but I think it will be. Can you see that it's got a little bit of a tiny little check in there? Good neutral pieces like this are great for so many things. You can layer them up. I have used tablecloth to throw over the back of a chair as a decorative throw before. So I knew for $1 that I loved the color of it and that I would definitely be using that. Let's see. I got some breakables, and the tablecloths and linens were protecting my breakables. Does this say $3? I gotta get my glasses on. Nope, small tablecloth in fall colors. See the fall colors? Kind of giving me the same vibes as the big old quilt. And like I said, even if I do nothing but cut this up and make pumpkins out of it, it's worth $1. There's more than $1 worth of fabric in a big old piece of tablecloth. Always look at the linens. Always check the linens. You never know what kind of good stuff you're going to find in the linens. You might find a quilt. You might find really high thread count sheets. You're going to find all kinds of things. And then what I'm going to do with this, which was $1, everything was $1, and they had more linens at this big place than I have ever seen them have before. Not sure why. This says a curtain panel, one curtain panel, but here's my plan. I've got just one window above my sink in the kitchen that I would like to change something out, and see, this has already got a little rod pocket, but I only want it short, so I'm going to shorten it, and then the rest of the length I will be able to use either to put, to use as other things, but I've got a little funny spot under the cabinet that I keep a skirt in front of. It's just, it's like it's not big enough for a dishwasher. It's my crazy kitchen from 1972. We have built onto it, and we've, maybe in the future there'll be a kitchen tour sometime, but not today. Not today. Although it's in pretty good shape today. Maybe I'll take some snapshots and do a little slideshow of some of the stuff that I have found recently, where I've put them, because I did yesterday when after I did the big haul, I put everything in the places where it should go. And that's what I'm going to do again today, so that I won't be making big piles that I don't use. All right, the last linen thing that I got, and I realize that if it happens more times than not, like me not fixing my hair, it's just my lifestyle. I could say I was having a not fix my hair day, but God love it, I just don't like to fix my hair anymore. This is coming from a girl who used to spend an hour on her hair for any reason, to go just to the most non-essential to look glamorous thing. I would spend a lot of time on my hair, but I guess in this season of my life, I'm hot a lot. So, I've got the ponytail going for that reason. But nevertheless, one of these days I'll fix my hair, and y'all can see that I do know how to fix my hair. I just don't choose to. This was a tablecloth for $1, and it looks like a big rectangular. And I think for this one, in fall colors, this will be very cute. Folded up, I've got an old picnic basket, vintage picnic basket by my back door, by the French doors back there, that keeps my dog food and my little dog supplies, the little trimmers and the little de-shedding tool and all the stuff. And I keep the top of it open because the dog food canisters are too tall for it to shut. And my twin grandsons and my granddaughters, actually, if they can see the stuff in anything, they will dig through it. So I keep a little throw over the top of it, and it looks decorative, but with 2-year-olds, and this won't be forever, but as they get older, maybe I can get mean with them and say, I said don't touch that, because I can tell them that now, but it's grandbabies. I was real strict with my own kids. I got soft in my old age. So if you cover things up, 2-year-olds don't know they exist anymore. So, so I'm going to use this to cover up in the picnic basket because I thought that looked really good for that purpose. Now, this was $1. Transferware bowl, Johnson Brothers, England, Old Britain Castles, and the back has the markings on it, and I love that scene for fall. I kind of hollered out loud when I saw the $1 sticker on that. I was very excited. I mean, when I find this stuff, I'm like, does nobody else love old stuff? I love old stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming too much of other people. I mean, it's okay if you don't like old stuff. All right, now listen. I was married in 1988, and here in the South, in the 80s, when you got married, you picked out china. You went to Belk Hudson. I think it's just Belk now. I know it's just Belk now, but you went to Belk Hudson and you registered for your china pattern. And the china pattern that I picked out was Noritake Rothschild. And I have bought a few extra pieces through the years, and we've got a china place one town over, Crystal Corner in Boaz, and you can order, or sometimes they just have your pattern if you need more of them. And through the years I've done that. $26 a plate. Well, look what I found today. This was my God wink. Noritake, $1. Okay, found this, and I was in shock. It's perfect. There's no chips. There's nothing wrong with it. It's my pattern. You know, Noritake has dozens of patterns, but this is my pattern. And I do my smaller china cabinet, the Duncan 5 china cabinet that I've had for years. I moved it into my rose room. The rose room is one of my 5 bedrooms that I've painted a real soft pink, and I have Victorian furniture in there, vintage furniture. And I went ahead and when I got a bigger china cabinet, I put my original from, I guess the year 1990 is when I bought the buffet and that china and the table and chairs, and we wore out the table and chairs. It was so broken, it was not redeemable. But I still use the buffet, and I still have the china cabinet, which needs a front glass because when it was still in the dining room a few months ago, my son leaned back with his chair and cracked the glass all to pieces, so I got to do that. But I actually have my wedding china displayed in that smaller china cabinet in my rose room. And I was so excited, so I just about gasped. I did gasp. I mean, I just about hollered out loud. But you know, you try to have just a measure of control thyself. Okay. So I kept looking, and lo and behold, there's a 50-cent dessert plate in my pattern. I don't remember how much a dessert plate is. Okay, so at that point, I'm on a mission. I'm looking for as many pieces as I can find. 50 cents. That little dessert plate was 50 cents. Okay, saucer, 50 cents. I was like, there's got to be a teacup here somewhere. There's got to be. There's got to be a teacup. Lord, let there be a teacup. I want a teacup so bad. So I just about given up because in the place where all the teacups, china teacups are, I looked through every single teacup, and there was probably 100. I looked at all of them, and then over to the side with some home decor, what did I find? For 50 cents a piece, the cup. And look, I've never had the creamer. So I was like, holy cow, is the sugar here too? Didn't see the sugar. Maybe somebody else picked it up. Maybe it never was there. Cents each, and it's my pattern. It's my wedding china pattern. By the way, I don't use my wedding china very much, but I don't want to get rid of it. I love it. It was very important to me at the time when I picked it out, and I've got like an 8th place setting of it. But every every daughter so far. I've got 3 daughters and 2 sons, and the 3 daughters are married. 2 sons are still available, y'all. But every daughter, we used my wedding china at their wedding reception. We set just the bride and groom table with my wedding china just for them, and that's very special to me that they've all used it. So that was my God wink moment that said it's okay for you to spend a little time searching out the treasures, because that's exciting and that's fun and that's good. Okay, the next things, did really good on plates today. I'm trying to hurry. I just like to talk. The next thing I got, I'm doing this fall, I'm doing kind of a green theme. I've really got it in my mind. When we went to North Carolina a couple months ago, my husband and sons are kayakers, whitewater kayakers, and so up at near Bryson City is where at the Nantahala is where they like to go. Now, I don't kayak, but I'm a happy camper. We camp up there, or we rent a little cabin, and I'm just happy to do my own thing and search out every flea market and thrift store in the county that we happen to be in, which is what I do. So when I was up there, I found a beautiful set of green ivy looking, but it's kind of like a toile. But it's just leaves, and it's a beautiful green color on a creamy white background. I'll have to show you those in another time, but it made me think, okay, I just want to do this fall, I want to do green leaves and white, and I'll throw some autumn color in there too, but mostly I would really like to do neutral with greens. So imagine my delight when I found an additional set. I mean, it's not the same pattern, but it will go with it. The big ones were $1, the little ones were 50 cents. There's 5 of these and 4 of these. You know how it is. People donate it because they probably broke some of them over the years. But the way that I'm going to arrange all this, I've got my blue willow in the big china cabinet right now, but I will one day, like in a day or two probably, I will pack up my blue willow for a while and start doing green, and that's very exciting to me. I'm real excited about doing that. Okay, I think this will be the last thing. Oh, you're getting a real good view of the top of my head. Didn't think about that. This was giving me all the fall vibes. It is kind of like the etching style of art. I'm trying to think, is that what you would call this? It's a painting, but it's more like a drawing. It's nicely framed, nicely matted, I'm saying. Frame, I'm okay with that color because it looks like fall to me. It's kind of a coppery, bronzy color. I'm okay with that. $5. Look how nicely it is. Already got the wire, already got the paper on the back. And maybe I can be still enough to hold that up to where you can see what I'm talking about, the illustration style print that is, as if it came out of an Audubon book, or I don't know. I just really like it. And the grapes are reminding me of those berries that I found. So maybe wherever I put this, I will get a basket and put those berries with it, so that I like to kind of do that, kind of, you know, have an accent with stuff. Okay, now that's everything from the big thrift store. And now what I found at the little thrift store, not sure it's even anything very exciting. Oh, just some books. I got books for my grandkids. Look at this cool book for 25 cents. Margaret Ann, you're gonna love this. It's puzzles, 5 pages of puzzles. I've never seen anything like it. And every page has every piece of the puzzle. Now she's only 2.5, but she's a smart cookie. Every page is supposed to have every piece of their puzzle. And I have, for goodness sakes, okay, I don't have to do this in the video. So they do fall out, which is all the more amazing that it never fell out before it came into my possession. All right, this says A Photographic Journey, Walking the Bible, 50 cents. All their hardbacks were 50 cents. Kids' books were 25. Paperbacks were 25. This is filled with really neat illustrations and photos of Israel. I love stuff like this. I mean, I'll actually look at it, but isn't that a pretty color for fall to stack up? I mean, stacking books is one of my favorite things to do for decor. So I was real excited to find that book for 50 cents. I loved it. What else did I find? Oh, a Beverly Lewis book called October Song. And it is a paperback, so it was only 25 cents. But that will be nice to have sitting around with my October fall decor. Alright, I got this book right here because Ella's not a good girl lately. She's been doing some bad behaviors. I've only had Ella for about 3 months. She's a grown doggy. She's 6 years old. Long story how I got her, but she's mine. Ella, Ella, come here. Ella. Ella. It's a good thing she's cute, because she had some bad behavior last night. Olivia was here and was working on her camper, which is parked at our house. She was going to make some drop cloth curtains. So she spread her drop cloth out here on the floor, and it was just like Ella perceived this as a bounding, lush green meadow in which to go TT. And she did. Well, of course, Olivia's freaking out and hollering, "Stop, Ella, stop!" Because, you know, she's squatting over on the other end. It's a big, long piece of drop cloth. Livy was on one end. The dog comes over. Ella comes over on the other end. So Livy comes to shoo her away with her foot, and Ella snapped at her and did not break the skin, but pinched her foot. So we're going to have to be reading up on some dog training things, because other people in my family, I have been the grandmother of dogs, but Ella's actually my dog, and I need to take responsibility for her behavior and train that right out of her. That is not a good way. Okay, Be My Valentine, Peter Rabbit. I thought that was very sweet for 25 cents. And let's see, I got all the books now. I got 2 more books. Oh, this is a whopper. I can't believe they sold this one for 50 cents. Okay, if you haven't read This Present Darkness and Piercing the Darkness by Frank Peretti, these books, I think I have other copies of it, but I've never had this big volume all together. Oh, it says discard. I guess the library didn't want it anymore. Was it a library book? Is that what it has on it? Not really. Yeah, fiction. P-E-R, Peretti. Frank Peretti. All right. Until I read this book, my perception of the spiritual realm was that it existed, but, you know, it only kind of theoretically interacted with real life. I mean, I understand that it does, but this made it real to me. This Present Darkness. If you've never read it and you would like to know more about, it's fiction. Frank Peretti is a fictional writer, but I've read it several times because it is such an eye-opener as to how the things that are happening on earth weave together and affect the things happening in the heavenlies, and vice versa. It all works together, and how our prayers affect what's happening in the heavenlies, and how our lives are, it's not just theoretical, and it's not just abstract, and it's not just something that's happening that you never know it's happening. I mean, you kind of never know it's happening, because honestly, I'm sure my guardian angels work double time. But you know, I pray for my children, and I pray for my family and for myself. And like, if I know my child's about to do something, like when my daughter Olivia She spent the summer in Ecuador a few years ago working with our missionaries, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever done, is to take her to Atlanta and put her on an airplane to go to Ecuador without her mama and daddy. And when I prayed, I said, angels who have charge over this child, you better be on it. I mean, on it in Jesus' name. You better be on it. And I prayed every day. I prayed that over that child, and she did come back to me in one piece. And I don't know why I got this. Life, Nature Library of the Desert. I'm particularly fond of the desert, but it had some really interesting stuff in there that I was kind of intrigued with the idea of using. Oh, that was a little bit PG-13. Okay, we got some Aborigines and stuff. Didn't know that was in there. Wasn't intrigued with that, I'll tell you that. There was some good stuff that could be pulled out and used. Landscapes and stuff. Well, that was shocking. But anyway, for 25 cents or 50 cents, it's a hardcover, it would have been 50 cents. I thought that would be a good thing to do. And then what else have I got from this one little tiny store? I think this might be a Hobby Lobby thing. That was $1. Which, like I say, you can probably get that for $1 at Hobby Lobby. But this little thrift store is a ministry-run thrift store. And so if I see something that I like, and even if I could get a brand new one at Hobby Lobby for about the same price, I just go ahead and get it, because it's supporting Christian Women's Job Corps and such. This was just $1. I think it's a match dispenser, but it doesn't have the opening on the side. So I'm not sure if that's for matches or what, but I plan to sand it off, paint it, and do some kind of crockery, vintage looking stamp on it, and I'll put it in my booth. But it's very old. It's adorable. Somebody just handmade that, I'm sure. Let's see. Oh, and on the same note of, you could probably find some stuff about the same price if you have a coupon or on sale or whatever. But they also have a big shelf of just, you know, this kind of stuff. This is Ed Hardy. I think that's an expensive thing. This is $2. Like I say, it smells really good. It needs a sprayer, but you know, I've got probably 13 in my bathroom cabinet right now that I could give the sprayer to. But this was $3, and I think it's probably not much more than that at Walmart. But it's you know what? You can never have too much of men's body wash. Even though I have 2 sons and a husband that, you know, use this kind of stuff, this is great for washing the dog. And maybe some dogs would be too sensitive to that, and you shouldn't do that. It might make them itch or, you know, irritate them or something. But so far, Ella has never complained. But it makes her smell really good. I think men's, what is this, Night Panther? Yeah. So today, Ella smells like Everyman Jack, because she got a bath earlier today. And I'll be using this Ed Hardy and let you know. But from what I can tell, it smells really good. You know, I thought it was worth $2. I have looked up the value on that, and I don't know if this stuff is like donated from Walgreens or CVS or something, but it looks like things that would have come from, you know, that kind of store. How many minutes have we been going? 33, 50. I said I was going to be shorter this time, and I so didn't get shorter. So, and a couple of garments that were only $1 or $2 each, which little old lady soft-waisted, thin chambray capri pants, which, you know, some things you just have to be comfortable. You just have to buy them. And then a little undershirt. Can't do it. A little undershirt to go under. I've got some blouses that are thin that need that, and that is it. That's truly it at this time. And I will try to be a little more brief. But you know, you can double tap on the screen of your phone when you're watching a YouTube video. Double tap makes you go forward 10 seconds. Triple tap makes you go forward 20 seconds. Quadruple tap 30 seconds, all the way up to like I don't know, 100 seconds. You could da-da-da-da-da-da and just fast forward yourself or slide the little button, the little red dot. You could do that. So when I've been making these videos for practice, I always have been telling Tracy, I send them to her and I'll say, use only or watch it only if you need to use it as a help me fall asleep, because you'll probably get bored. But she is a thrifter down to the bone like I am. So this is how this kind of got started, is back several years ago we had Marco Polo app, and we would do videos with each other and talk to each other, and we really enjoyed it. And I don't know why we don't do that anymore. We just don't. We just kind of got out of the habit of it. But I love to see her thrift hauls, and she loves to see mine. I guess she does. If she doesn't, she sure is sweet and acts like I think she does, because she loves to thrift and I do, and it helps us to thrift vicariously through one another. And I will try in the future to actually film a little bit in the thrift store so you can see. So far, I'm so focused on the task at hand of discovery, of the treasure hunt, that I haven't thought about pulling my phone out just to video the process. But that would be interesting, because I watch other YouTubers that I love watching that. Shout out to some of those. Who do I love watching? The Thrill Thrifter. I like to watch her. I like to watch Canterbury Cottage. Let's see, who else do I love to watch? Oh goodness. I'll think of some others. I mean, the minute I turn this off, I'm going to think of 4 others that I dearly love. She holds dearly. I like her too. Anyway, till next time. Now my task is to quickly get this stuff blended into my home so that it's not just a pile. No piles. No piles. Just say no to piles.